for the Tigers was number 23, John Gordon.
And I got to say, Pat, one of their strengths, another strength of this Cleveland Heights team is the kick return game. That was the first kick return for him this season, but Jamel Lewis leading the way with 115 yards and a touchdown on kick returns. Elijah Folks also with 46. So they've been able to get some good chunks of yards on their kick returns. We'll see how else they'll do tonight in that department.
Yeah, Elijah Folks, a very explosive runner. We've seen him since he was a sophomore on varsity. Very good player for Coach Max Stevens. The Tigers will start right at midfield, the 50-yard line. In that triple option attack, we talked about the rushing attack for the Tigers. That's really been the system Max Stevens has run since he was hired March 13th, 2015. And Darion Fair will start under center. Owen Bisker directly behind him. First down and 10 from the 50. Tigers in their home gold jerseys. It is a keeper for Fair. He's going right side off the tackle. Spins down to the 46-yard line into Griffins territory.
There's 7 guys in the box on that play for the Griffins. That's just not going to be enough to stop this rushing attack. They're going to have to load the box a little bit more, especially with all those guys on the line for Cleveland Heights.
Second down and 6 for the Tigers. Same formation, one wide receiver to either side. Man coverage on the outside. And this time it'll be a handoff to Bisker running forward. The junior picks up about 3 yards. So that's all right for head coach Max Stevens and the Tigers, though. They get 3, 4, 5 yards at a time. They're more than comfortable doing that in their offensive attack. 3
yards in a cloud of dust, the quintessential part of the triple option attack. 691 yards and 5 touchdowns last season for Bisker as well, on top of his 3 touchdowns from this year.
And they really love the way he runs. A whistle, encroachment on the defense, offside encroachment penalty. 60 seconds into this ball game, we're scoreless. That'll give the Tigers an automatic first down.
If you're Buchtel tonight, you're going to have to be disciplined. This is a very strong Cleveland Heights team. We mentioned it before, all 5 of their starters on the offensive line. You can't give up penalties like that if you're going to want to beat the Tigers.
An automatic first down for the Tigers. They'll go a slightly different formation with 2 wide receivers split out wide left. Jeremiah Dillard out there. Inside of him is Navier Pitts. Under center, Darion Fair. The man in motion, Anthony Brooks. Now they look to the sideline as the clock rolls at 10 minutes and 50 seconds in the first quarter. Fair under center. First down and 10 from the 38. He's sweeping right. He wants the corner. A jersey grab there, but Fair will get back to about the line of scrimmage before being thrown down. Big tackle out there by Davion Greenlee.
Great stop there from Buchtel. You know, part of this triple option attack, defending it, you got to contain the outside. When you contain that outside and leave it contained, that's when you can stop them. So nice stop there from Buchtel. We'll see if they can do it again.
No gain there on first down. Second down and 10. Fair again. It's a keeper. He'll keep it to the left side to the 35. He's got space.
Go.
35, 30.
Let's
back to
go.
the middle of the field. 25,
Oh.
20. Breaks the tackle down to the 17 to the 15.
Go.
What an
That's
elusive
what I'm
run
talking
from Darion
about.
Fair. For a first down into the red zone go the Tigers, not even 2 minutes into this ball game.
And Pat, that's what makes him so dangerous, his ability to make guys miss, and everyone bit on that fake to Owen Bisker. That set up the run outside for Fair. He's able to pick up a nice chunk of yardage there, almost in the red zone.
Fair under center again, takes a snap, and it's a run to the left along the edge.
House,
Jalen
let's
White
get
there.
it.
Not a whole lot of room to run out there on the left side. A lot of misdirection from offensive coordinator Kahari Hicks.
Tanel Edwards, number 55 out there for Buchtel. He's doing a nice job so far. He's made a couple of tackles on the outside, containing the edge when they run out there. They've been really hit hard when they're faking it in the middle of the field.
Second and 8 from the 15. Darion Fair again under center. Takes the snap. He will keep it again.
In there.
10, right up the middle for a touchdown. Untouched to the end zone.
Tigers.
A 15-yard run from
Let's
Darion
get
Fair.
it. Already.
That is exactly what the Tigers wanted to open this ball game.
Already.
Let's
go.
Run from Darion Fair into the end zone.
I thought Darion Fair was going to run all the way out to the street there. That's how much of a hole he had. And, man, when you get all 5 of those guys back, like we mentioned, all 5 starters back from last season, a veteran offensive line, 4 guys on that line, 300-plus pounds, they're able to push through
what they
that right side. And Darion Fair keeping his jersey clean for an easy 6 points.
And the extra point is a good snap, a good hold, and a good kick. That one from number 32, Vince Holland. He's a senior. He's been a very good kicker for the Tigers in his 3 years on varsity. The Tigers easily up 7-0. in the early going here at home. And, you know, Noah, we talked about this game. The Tigers obviously averaging 49 points per game, but they really had an exclamation point last week in the 46-14 victory against the Euclid Panthers. On paper, the Tigers should really take this game against the Griffins. They entered this game at 1-2, but the Tigers, if that first drive was any indication, going 50 yards in 2 minutes and 36 seconds, it should be a good night for head coach Max Stevens.
No, you're absolutely right about that, Pat. You mentioned the Euclid game last week. You know, it was at Euclid. Obviously, a tough Euclid team. It hasn't been going their way so far this year. They're 0-3, of course, with head coach Joe Rotsky, who used to be the head coach here for Cleveland Heights. He is gone. He's at Villa Angela St. Joseph. So, different Euclid-look team, because last year Euclid beat them 35-7. Here, we did that game together here at Cleveland Heights, but they were able to take it to them. And this is really just a very different Cleveland Heights team from last year. Last year, there was some of those growing pains with some of the younger guys. But really, we mentioned it earlier with Darion Fair, only a junior, but he's really stepped up into a big leadership role this season for Cleveland Heights and really mature mentality as well that Coach Max Stevens talked about.
So it's 7-0 early, 9 minutes, 24 seconds left in this first quarter. And you hit the nail on the head there. The Tigers versus Euclid, that's always a tense matchup, and the Tigers able to come away with that one. Really ran away with it in the second quarter. The first kick for Vince Holland is away, taken at the 10 to the 15. The Griffins have a wide open running lane across the 50. Only man to beat is Vince Holland.
Akron
Taking this one was Monty Blair.
They
He's
say
going
no,
over the corner to
we
the
ain't
5.
going.
He's down out of bounds. Vince Holland makes the late tackle, but an incredible return for the Griffins. Puts them right on the doorstep.
I got to tell you, Pat, that's a statement right there made by Buchtel. You know, they say, you know what, Cleveland Heights, you're going to score 7 really fast in a minute, 37 seconds. We're going to make sure. And I'll tell you what, that wasn't even a short kick either. I mean, he was back all the way at his own 5-yard line, and Monty Blair takes that all the way down to about the 5-yard line. I mean, very impressive there from Buchtel. We'll see if they have to punch it in. Cleveland Heights, their strength last year was their defense. A couple key guys missing due to graduation, especially Amani Williams in the defensive backfield off to Navy. So we'll see if this defense can clamp down. We saw it a couple times last year against some teams in the red zone, really clamping down, especially against that Shaker Heights team from last year. We'll see if they can do it again this year.
Boy, what a return there for the Griffins. They will start first down and goal from the 5. It is a handoff going nowhere, though, and slipping down was DeMar Gibson.
Buchtel, we mentioned earlier, really struggling this season. They had a nice win, 21-9 over Mayfield in the first week of the season, but Mayfield 0-3. It seems like it's a down year. And then they lost 42-0 to Chardon, and then they go to New Philadelphia and lose 37-6. So only 6 points in their last 2 games.
The Griffins lose a yard on first down. They'll try it right again as it's the same play and stuffed again by the Tigers. Another loss of a yard.
Motherfucking defense.
Great job there from Cleveland Heights. Raphael Adams coming up from his defensive back position to make that tackle. Cleveland Heights, as we mentioned before, really holding some teams in the red zone, especially last year when we called those games. Big third down now for Buchtel if they want to punch it in and make this game close.
That's right, a big third down opportunity here for the Tigers. The Griffins return that kickoff 94 yards from the 2 all the way to the opposing 5. They will have third down and goal from about the 6-yard line. And it's going to be a third run in a row, and it is the same play, and it's blown up again by the Tigers. 3 plays, -3 yards for the Griffins, Noah.
I'm going to tell you, Pat, that's interesting. Basically the same play call 3 times in a row. I mean, Cleveland Heights just knew it all the way. They snuffed out all 3 of those. Their defensive backs were coming in as well. They weren't even playing in the end zone. They were playing the run all the way, and they knew that that Buchtel was going to run it. And it looks like maybe a field goal opportunity here.
Boy, yeah, 7:38 left to go in the first quarter. The Tigers up 7-3, but the Griffins just stall out at the inside of the 10-yard line of the Tigers. So the kicker will be Xavier Jackson. Right-footed kick. The ball will be spotted at the 14-yard line. Snap is back. It's a low one. The kick is up.
And that looked like a false start.
And it looks like it is no good. Wide right. No good. The Tigers evade danger in that first quarter. what a dropped opportunity from the Griffins early on.
I got to tell you, remember that kick return was returned all the way from Buchtel's own 5-yard line. Vince Holland, the kicker, was the one that saved the tackle for the Tigers, because that would have been an easy touchdown for Monty Blair if it weren't for Vince Holland. And the fact that Cleveland Heights defense, we mentioned it earlier, how there's a lot of guys that were missing from last year's team on this year's team, and now Cleveland Heights in pretty good position here
Tigers
to
get
try
another
to score their second
right
touchdown
here
of the afternoon.
Yeah, and the tough part for the Griffins there, Noah, is that even with that missed extra point, it's not where the ball was spotted down. If it's inside of the 20, it's essentially a touchback for the Tigers. They take it on first down, and it's Owen Bisker straight ahead for about 4.5 on first down as we hit the 7. We near the 7-minute mark in the first quarter. Really not really what you wanted for the Griffins. If you're not going to score, at least chew up some clock against this running offense for the Tigers. You put your defense right back out on the field. It's a misdirection handoff now, this time for the Tigers. Heading the other way is John Gordon. He's got space across the 40. He's got one man to beat the 30, 20.
Go!
And he's trying to break a tackle to the 15, all the way down to the 13-yard line.
Go!
The misdirection handoff, John Gordon, straight up the middle. A couple of cutbacks, all the way into the red zone on the other end of the field.
How about this, Pat? Coming into today, John Gordon only had one attempt for 3 yards all season, and that goes for 60-plus there.
Right away, Darion Fair back the other direction across the 10. He'll dive down to about the 8-yard line. 6 minutes, 35 seconds left to go in the first. The Tigers already leading 7-0, looking for their second opportunity in the red zone.
The other thing is, he got about 10 extra yards on that run because of some poor tackling from Buchtel. So now they're in business in the red zone.
Second down, Darion Fair, another misdirection handoff. Right up the middle goes number 16, Jalen White, and he barrels into the end zone.
Let's go!
That'll double the Tigers' score.
Tigers!
6:14 left to go in the
What
first
another
quarter.
touchdown, baby!
13-0, the Tigers lead.
Oh, no,
So
what's
many
going on
talented
up
guys
top.
in that running back room, Pat, and
Let's
Jalen
go.
White is one of them. We didn't even mention him in pregame. He had 13 attempts for 122 yards and 3 touchdowns coming in. Obviously, his 4th just right there of the season. But when you have 4 guys that can run the ball really well, and you can add a 5th guy in John Gordon, who just ran 60-plus yards, you're going to be in business against this Buchtel team.
Vince Holland easily chips that one through. So less than 6 minutes into this first quarter, the Tigers have doubled their lead, 14-0 against the Griffins. That touchdown coming from Jalen White, two-way player for the Tigers, running back, kind of a split end more than anything, as well as a defensive back on the other side of the football. The Tigers leading 14-0, 6:14 left to go in this first quarter. We'd like to thank all of you for listening to Cleveland Heights Tigers football. They're leading 14-0. We'll take a quick break here on HeightsTigers.com. The Griffins will have their second opportunity with the football after this short break.
Let's go. Boys, what time it is, man? Hold on, boys, what time it is.
Back here at Crawford Field at Cleveland Heights High School, the Tigers now leading 14-0. It's been about 14 minutes. The Tigers scored about 14 points since the opening kickoff, Noah. Vince Holland back out there.
So impressive, Pat. I mean, this
Not
is a
let
team
this boy
that
run
they just
back
love
like he
marching
just
down the field,
did.
and they love scoring points. I mean, 45 pretty much points per game.
Stop all
Scoop
that.
kick there, taken by the Griffins at the 30.
Yeah, that's
Taken by
what
the
I'm
out man.
talking
And
about.
I can see why the Tigers would want to limit a
No
return
more.
opportunity that time, as Vince Holland just kicked it short and no real return there for the Griffins. They'll take over on their own side of the field with 6:07
I know he gonna
left
try
to
to
go
go
in
for
this
another
first
one.
quarter. The quarterback, Vontae Jackson, will head back out
Almost
there.
took that thing to the house.
And Vontae Jackson, he's no
Can't let
slouch
nobody
himself.
take it
He's
to
a
the
very
house,
athletic
man,
player,
in
but
the jungle.
with a defense as disciplined as head coach Max
Don't
Stevens
play
has,
that shit in that
the
jungle.
Tigers really can throw a lot of their athletes at Vontae Jackson and see if the Buchtel Griffins can hold up.
You know, Buchtel really struggled, especially in the run game. Negative 29 yards against Chardon, only 80 total yards in that one as well.
It's a fullback handoff on the first play there.
You know, Chardon, of course, last season winning the Division III state championship. They're back again, a very loaded team as well. Cleveland Heights, you mentioned, the 10th seed in Division I last year, a team that has been very consistent under Max Stevens, making the playoffs as well. But Buchtel, they're going to have to start running the football well, especially against these good teams.
That's right, as they've had 4 rushing plays already. We've yet to see a pass thrown from Vontae Jackson. We'll see if it's here on 2nd down and 8 from the 34. Jackson takes the snap, and it's another handoff. This one blown up in the backfield.
Stufsky.
Nowhere to go, a loss of about 6, back to the 27-yard line.
Let's go.
Jamil Lewis making the tackle there. He has an interception this season. That was his 11th tackle of the season as well. Good for 4th on this team. The other guy really to watch out for, and he made a lot of big plays in the red zone there earlier in the game, William Jackson, 27 tackles. He leads this Cleveland Heights Tiger team. 3 tackles for loss as well, so they love using him in his defensive back position, crashing him on the run. He's been able to get in the backfield as well.
So on a long 3rd and 15 now from the 27-yard line, Vontae Jackson going to look to throw on for the first time tonight. And it is thrown across the middle. It's picked off. Heading the other way.
He got that. Let's go. Let's
go. Across the sideline, and it's into the red zone. The Tigers go a flag on the near side of the field. We wait and see what that is, but Jamel Jackson, with 4:32 left to go in the first quarter, looks like he got the Tigers the football back.
Jamel Lewis, there he is again, 2nd interception of the season. Now he leads the Tigers.
Yo.
And, I mean, he just absolutely baited him. I mean, there were 2 guys there. He was being rushed on the outside by Wilson Jackson.
What's good?
So you have to get rid of that football pretty fast.
Hollywood said
He was just right there to make that interception.
You've been missing some action, bro.
At the end.
Oh, it's been going?
Tigers in the red zone yet again.
So
you've been missing some action.
Was the penalty on the Griffins.
It's 14.
Decline that penalty and take the return from Jamel Jackson. Heading back out onto the field is the offense.
It's been going already. Game been going since it must start.
1st and 10 from the 18-yard line.
Okay, 1st and 10.
Going the shotgun for the first time with.
Yeah, he just got the INT. We just got the INT.
1st down and 10. Fair hands it off to Bisker. He has nowhere to go. He stopped for a loss of a yard.
If you're Buchtel, you're going to definitely need to stop here. You don't want to go 3 scores down against a team that is high flying.
Oh, Cleveland Heights versus Buchtel.
In the house, man. Big Trent. Hollywood Yales, man. Give me all
Appreciate y'all having me today.
The red zone for the 3rd time tonight.
Okay, 3 set, 3 wide.
He's flushed to the left, throwing to the corner. He's got a man there, but it's picked
off.
Oh,
he got the INT.
Oh,
he said,
from Darion Fair, and it's picked off by number 1, Levier Belton.
Good. That was nice by the corner, the way he played that. He anticipated that pass.
Because he had him beat by at least 3 or 4 steps.
Listen, he did. He underthrew it.
Only Fair's 30th pass attempt all season. Now he has 1 touchdown and 2. He's thrown 2 interceptions now in this 4 games.
So back go the Griffins.
He'll be all right. He got to shake it off, man, but he should have threw it to the back of the end zone.
It's been a very interesting first quarter so far. We'll see what the Griffins can do. Their first and only pass attempt the Griffins had was picked off, and then they picked off the Tigers right away. So we will see.
The Tigers. The Tigers at home?
Drive here. Vontae Jackson
shake it off.
Heads back out on the field. They have him listed at 5'11", but that may be a little
okay
there. We'll see if he
2 wide receiver set, 2 tight ends.
To DeMar Gibson. 1st down and 10 from the 20.
Yes, sir. You know we in that jungle up top with it.
Gibson ahead, can't break the tackle. He'll get
good defense. Good way to stop the run on that play. Nice penetration from the middle.
Defensive line for Cleveland Heights. Wilson Jackson, he's on the defensive line there. Big guy down there. Justin Austin as well. Justin Bigham.
Know them boys
really
up
tough to
top
run
with it.
Wilson Jackson, I mentioned him again earlier. 27 tackles to lead this Cleveland Heights team.
But I'm like, you know
and
what?
they're really going to have to account for him on the outside of that defensive end linebacker position.
Yeah.
He's come free a couple times.
He said, just watch it.
Really,
yeah, we can do that.
So getting off that line of scrimmage and really wrecking some havoc.
Okay. 2 receivers, 2 running back set off the play action.
Smash.
Oh,
no.
He hit the corner.
35 cuts it back to the plate. Nearly breaks a tackle at the 42.
Good shoestring tackle.
Another big gain there for the Griffins.
Hey, if he don't get that tackle, he's out of there.
Boy, would that not be the description for him.
And really, Pat, that play started with that play action inside. And Wilson Jackson, I was watching him, number 44 out there, who we just talked about in the last play. He was sucked inside, so he wasn't able to get outside as fast. So that's how they took the Griffins took advantage of that.
And the quarterback didn't even look for nobody to throw it to. He just slid.
So the first I'm out of here for the Griffins. Vontae Jackson under center at the 42. 2:38 left in the first quarter. It's a fullback handoff and a flag.
Oh, yeah, that's a false start.
There's a pickup of about
false start on the left tackle.
Sideline warning coming on the Tigers, it looks like. That's the first time that the Tigers have a warning, so it's not a penalty, but that is.
Oh. They threw it like it was a penalty.
Another one, it will result in yardage for the Griffins.
What, they taking it back?
Sure
that left.
Your guys are back.
Yeah, that looked like the left side had jumped early, though.
There's enough room for those officials to run on the sideline, though.
It's really great that the players getting to play in front of full capacity. Again, you know, tremendous for head coach Max Stevens and the Tigers.
Okay, they on the 46.
Together, a really great 2021 campaign. Jackson again, a handoff. Gibson going left, nowhere to go. That's been the
hey, this Cleveland Heights run defense is nice.
That vaunted defensive
They
line
got
for
some
the
big
Tigers.
boys out there, man. They ain't playing no games.
Most of these plays in the last couple drives have been the Tigers really putting 6-7 guys on the line of scrimmage to really stop that Buchtel run. And so far, except for just a couple plays, they've done a pretty good job.
They definitely doing a good job. They just got to contain the quarterback on the outside.
I love the way Coach Matt got these boys.
14-0.
Real.
In a back and forth first quarter.
Oh, they in the Heights.
Yeah, they in the Heights.
With a touchdown.
That's why I used to call games. I used to call games for Heights.
Who ran it in from inside the 10-yard line.
What was this?
Back in 17 when I was in media school.
Oh, when y'all was doing
another sack for the Tigers.
High school, what's the name?
Third down and long.
Yeah, I used to do it for Heights.
Just nowhere to go with it. Vontae Jackson was sacked and a loss of about at least 10 there, Noah.
And I gotta say, Pat, I mean, Vontae Jackson was under duress basically as soon as that ball was snapped. Cleveland Heights just getting pressure with less than a second. And the guy we mentioned, Wilson Jackson, that was actually his first sack of the season. Now he's at 5 tackles and 1 sack. So the MVP of this game so far defensively, in my opinion, he's been wrecking havoc.
Okay, punt formation
for the Tigers.
So fourth down,
let's see if we can get a good return.
33-yard line. It'll be Jackson.
See what the high school kicking game look like.
There's the snap back to him. He kicks it away with those neon green.
Better than these goddamn
what's the name? Picked up at the 13.
I've been watching
Jamel.
College.
He's going to the left across midfield. He had that pick earlier. It's a pretty good return there as he returns that one about 17 yards for the Tigers. 16 seconds remain in this opening quarter. Offense will head back out onto the field for the Tigers.
They got about like 15, 16 on that.
Guys down. I know there was that turnover earlier from the offense, but this is a team.
See, on them kick returns, you got to use your blocks.
So
hey, you missed it earlier
here just before the first quarter ends. It'd be nice for some more.
Took one of them. Little homie tried to take it to the house.
Tried to take it to the
house. On the kickoff?
Opening drive at the 50.
Yes, sir. Almost.
47-yard line with 16 seconds remaining.
He like, no.
14-0. The Tigers lead. It'll be fair under center on first down.
I ain't going.
Fair.
But they stopped him
though. Good chase down.
Yes, sir.
By the shoelaces, I should say.
Oh, because he was gone on the outside.
And that will be the last play of the first quarter.
They stopped him though.
After 12 minutes of play,
shut
the
them down
Tigers
on the
lead
goal
14
line.
to
They
0.
didn't score either.
Despite some really
That
good
was some
opportunities,
defense.
Noah, from the Griffins, they had it inside
I
of the Tigers'
really want to see
5-yard
them
line.
boys play
Good
Minner.
defensive stand for the Tigers and a missed field goal.
Play who?
keeps the
Heights play
Griffins at
Minner.
0. After one quarter of play, it is 14
Minner still got a good
Cleveland
team.
Tigers lead here at
sir.
home. We'll take a short break here on HeightsTigers.com. After one quarter of play, the Tigers up.
No, that ain't
14
gonna
to
never
0.
spin out.
No, that's a fact. Man, high school football. Cleveland Heights Tigers versus the Akron Buchtel Griffins. Remember riding past Buchtel quite a few times.
Where is that in AK?
So it's off. What's that? Arlington and damn, what was that name of that damn street? I think the street name is Buchtel. The name of the street that they own, the main street, is actually called Buchtel, if I ain't mistaken. But it looked like a church, so if you ride past it, you won't really pay no attention. You would think it's just, unless you see the sign. But when you go behind it, you see that's where everything at.
Back here at Cleveland Heights High School, we return to play. 12 minutes are on the clock as we begin the second quarter. Cleveland
Okay, Heights with the ball.
0. The ball spotted at the 44-yard line. Darion Fair will go in the triple option.
They said change the clock. It's 2nd and 7.
Copley Road.
Second
Copley.
down and 7 for the Tigers coming up.
That's Copley? That is Copley. Copley a long street too.
Anthony Brooks in tight on the right. There's two wide receivers split out wide to the left. Fair under center. Going in motion is Brooks. Handoff to Bisker. He goes forward across the 40. A flag is in on the near sideline. Bisker was right around a first down. He was tackled at the 39, but we wait and see what that penalty is. And you know, Noah, this running game obviously is the calling card for the Tigers, and they pick up the flag. Not sure what the official threw the flag.
Could have been an inadvertent.
Third down and about 2 upcoming. We wait and see, you know, when the Tigers take a long shot on offense. This time,
Let's
third
go
and 2, I
with.
can't imagine they're throwing it. I would run it again here, but with, like you said earlier, only 7 men in the box, it's pretty easy to run the football for the Tigers. And it's another handoff to Bisker, easily across the 35 to about the 34 for another Tigers first down.
I got to say, Pat, you got to watch number 70, Maurice Hamilton, the left guard for Cleveland Heights. He's the West Virginia commit, Big 12, and he is a very, very big offensive lineman there, the veteran, 6'4", 340 pounds that he's listed at. And all those runs that Bisker had on the left side, the lead man was Maurice Hamilton.
Okay. Oh, nice play. Oh, he should have cut it inside.
Oh, did he fumble?
They say he was down, headed the other way with the football.
They called it
down.
For.
Yeah, if he fumbled it after he hit the ground, because I didn't see him fumble before he hit the ground.
White, his elbow was down on first down.
I was about to say, he hit the ground first before he fell. I mean, before the ball came off.
If that was a fumble, Akron Buchtel, I mean, that would have been an easy touchdown because it was pretty much just linemen chasing him there.
That's right.
But
that's a fact.
Cleveland Heights with a little bit of a break there.
Each team with a turnover in the early going. Darion Fair was picked off in the end zone. And then Jamel Lewis had a pick for the Tigers. Second down and 9, 10:55 left in the first half. Fair takes a snap. Here's that deep shot we were talking about, but overthrown near the pylon.
He had him too.
Not too bad of a throw, but
he had
just not able to run underneath it.
Pass intended for Jeremiah Dillard. He's the
I'm over here looking up the roster and
yards
and trying to see if I can pull up they stats.
31st pass attempt of the season.
They got some of the stuff. They really ain't got everything on point right now.
In the end zone in the first quarter.
You're going to get a lot of one-on-one coverage on the outside if you're the Tigers.
Shit, I'll be putting a lot of the stuff on there. I'm the one who's
I see.
I'm the one who's doing the score right now on Max Prep.
I
On
see.
3rd down and 9 upcoming from the 34-yard line.
I see that.
I'm on here right now too as we speak.
Oh, he got the spread.
Defend that triple option should leave some guys open. But here in the empty.
Oh, they running a spread. I don't think this defense in the right. If he go over the middle, it's slow.
He takes a snap, and it's a screen taken there by
Let's go. That's to the house. That boy.
What I tell you? What I tell you?
All the way down to the 19-yard line.
And look who he was following, Pat. Maurice Hamilton.
I told you if he go over the middle, it's slow.
They're guarding on that screen pass. They're out, and they want to follow him.
Yeah, you know,
the
West
Virginia commit.
His son out there. He on the defense, number 21.
Darion Fair is Maurice Hamilton at 340 pounds.
Okay.
Jalen Edwards at 6'2", 305.
Xavier Pitts with the catch.
Keeper for Fair at the push forward for about a yard gain or so on first down.
Oh, he hollering.
Good job from Buchtel.
I thought he gave it to him.
Oh, he hollering.
I think he should have gave it to him.
That line on the outside contained. He was really forcing Fair inside there because that was that motion and that fake option there to Dillard. But Fair smartly kept it. But sucking him to the middle of the field is key, especially in this triple option attack on a sweep.
2 minutes gone here in this second quarter. Still 14-0. The Tigers lead. They look to add on here.
The
Second
playoff starting that.
They go empty set shotgun again. It's
gotta have that arm. Let's go to the house. He in there.
Oh, good move.
Come on,
just
Fair.
short, it looks like.
Come on, Fair.
Did you see the step to the left?
Buchtel, but just the Red Sea parted there. Everyone was just
It
outside.
did.
They were expecting that pass.
Hey, he fast. They ain't know he was gone until he was past the line of scrimmage.
Right, so first down and goal from the 1-inch line, more or less. 9:35 left to go in this second quarter. It was Darren
Goal line,
picked up about
4-point plays. What's up?
I'd expect another quarterback sneak here. And some confusion, but Fair will run it in himself anyway.
Good way to improvise.
Looked like it was going to be a handoff to Bisker, but Darion Fair kept it himself, ran it in from the 1-inch line. It's 20-0, the Tigers lead.
Because for a second, Fair had it basically on his back, literally on Fisker's back, and said,
Fair
"Oh no,
dog,
he didn't grab the ball with it, but he just ran it in easily." So the touchdown credited to Darion Fair. That's his 11th, team-leading 11th rushing touchdown.
Oh, that's his name, Darion Fair.
Performance so far from
Yeah, I think he came from down the way.
Well. Coming off that turnover and all that, being able to score.
He used to play for them Renegades.
Vince Holland back out on the field. He's 2 for 2 so far on extra points.
Okay,
20-0, the Tigers lead. 9:19 left to go in the first half.
Darion Fair.
The holder will be Xavier Pitts. Owen Bisker, the long
Let's
snapper,
go.
well. Xavier Pitts will put it down. High snap. Kick
Good way to get it back down.
Right down the middle, so that makes it 21-0.
Look at these Tigers.
In full control here in the second
Let's
quarter.
go,
9:19
Tigers.
left to go.
Yeah, let's go.
9 minutes and 19 seconds left in the second.
For other teams facing the Tigers of such a mobile quarterback, it's not just that Darion Fair is mobile, it's that he's an absolutely elite athlete, Noah, in this Northeast Ohio region in OHSAA football. He is probably the most mobile quarterback Coach Mac Stevens has ever had, and he's really got a ton of potential on this offense.
He really is, and remember, he's only a junior. He's coming back next year for his senior year. And also, this is, in Mac Stevens' 7 years here at Cleveland Heights, this is the first time that he's had the same quarterback come back. For the first 6 years, he's had just
no 1 and 2 on
a
here.
senior quarterback, basically. So the fact that he's able to work with Darion Fair for hopefully three years and another year next year, it should just even help his development more. And the more and more reps that he gets in these games,
Who State play tomorrow?
He's going to be, especially
Jackson
the first
State.
3. And
Dion
performances. Really, really good. We saw him grow last year and mature, and just more
Young Dion.
this season as
They
well.
going against Eddie George and his
21-0,
boys.
the Tigers.
Oh, so it's Jackson State versus Tennessee State? Oh, yeah.
Vince Holland will kick it away.
Man, I'm going to need
You
to see
already
that.
know. If I get it cracking, I'm gonna hit you up when you come on there.
From Fox.
Man, I'm gonna be at work.
In the
Oh, you gonna be at the work spot?
Just a couple days
Yeah, I gotta go in from like 1:30 to 10.
Bisker is going to try to recover it. The ball still
Definitely gonna
loose
be
at
in
the
that
30.
thing.
Sunday I'm gonna be off though.
Looks like the Griffins were able to
I'll
fall
go
on
in.
it. An interesting interesting opportunity there for
see what
Coach
these
Max
boys can
Stevens to
do.
get the football back and kind of bury this Griffins team, but Buchtel will
Let's see what these boys can
maintain
do.
possession at the 30.
It's extra bright up there. It's looking
line.
extra
Looks
good
like
up there
9:15
because
left
down
to go
here
in
it's
the
dark
second
as
quarter.
hell. They
Gotta say,
tripping.
Cleveland Heights saw a hole there. They have those 5 guys on the
like
line.
it's
There was all
daytime,
those
like,
guys back deep. They know that
dark
Vince
as hell.
Holland.
Say, but it's dark over. Say it's dark in the city.
It's dark right down the block. They lying like
Buchtel
one.
smartly fell on it, but that was really, really close.
It ain't got there yet. Give it about 2 minutes. Give about two minutes to the quarter. It'll be there.
For the Griffins at the 36-yard line. It's a fake
go.
jet sweep and a handoff right in the middle to Gibson.
Oh.
He pushes past
Oh.
the 40-yard line, does well.
Okay,
to
then.
the 30 to the 43-yard line.
You know, Pat, a little bit more about Buchtel. I haven't talked about them a ton tonight, but Brian Williams, he's their head coach. This is his first season
boys ain't
after
coming
taking
tonight
over
now.
for Ricky Powers, who had an 82-61
Ain't
career
coming
record
tonight
in
now.
No, they
10
ain't.
seasons. Williams, he played class of 2005 at Buchtel, and he also played for the University of Akron, and then later on,
Two receiver, one tight end.
CFL, and
They got some big. Oh, they running 2 tight end.
Devontae Jackson under center, 2nd down and 5. It is another handoff to Gibson.
Oh, good handoff.
To the outside, big tackle on the outside.
Good hit.
Good
Dunzo
hit.
Actually, that
He
was
out there
Jamel
hitting
Lewis
like
for 13.
Shiloh.
Yeah, big player for the University of Akron as well, Noah. So it's
Lowe
pretty
was
good
out
to see
there.
someone stay
Smacking.
local. To a certain
Hey,
extent.
he did put the hurt on him though.
Going just a
Here
few
comes the
miles
boom.
north,
Here comes the
only
boom.
miles north of downtown Akron. Good to see him stay local.
It's also good too. I mean, he accepted the job in May, so that's pretty late when you think about it. Most jobs are accepted in January,
need to get in
February,
that,
around that time. So the fact that accepted it
Yeah,
in
the
May,
end zone.
spent his last 5 seasons as the strength and
Before this
conditioning
half.
coach at a nearby St. Vincent St. Mary High School. So a guy that really wants to establish this culture. And he really stressed a lot in his interview with Cleveland.com that he really
Man, I
wants
need to be doing some coaching.
give all the knowledge
I gotta
that
get in a
he's
position to be doing some coaching.
in his years in the NFL, at the collegiate level at Akron, in the Arena League,
Heck
CFL,
yeah.
all that knowledge that he's learned, he really stressed that he wants to share that with his athletes and with the players that he coaches. And a lot of the players they say he knows what it takes to win at Buchtel. Remember, this is Buchtel. They've won 8 City Series titles. City Series is the league in Akron, kind of like the Akron Public School League, if you will. Even a Division III state runner-up title in 2010. So this is a team that has had pretty successful years in Akron. I mean, they went 4-1.
Oh yeah, for
last
sure.
year as well. But
Buchtel used to be the squad.
14 years. They have a new head coach and all
That
that.
used to be
They're
one of them
trying
squads.
to establish his culture, and he's just talking about staying close to home and all the brothers and just a real brotherhood on this team, and playing for
go.
each other. That's something he really stresses, and like I said, all that knowledge that he's
Trips to the
learned
left.
throughout his levels of football, he's trying to instill on his players.
Absolutely. 8 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Devontae Jackson on 3rd down and 6. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. There was movement there from the running back, but it's a screen here from
Good
Jackson.
screen.
He's going to dump it off, and no,
He threw it too far.
Intended for his running back, number 25.
Dude
Monte
was
Blair.
open too. If he'd hit him,
Would've had
they
a
might
lot of
could have
great
made
guys in front of
something.
him, Monte Blair, but the
It
ball
was
goes
like 3
in the
defenders on him though.
Jackson, he's been under duress all day, and they're again on that 3rd down. Cleveland Heights coming out from the outside. They are just taking advantage.
Yeah, that
They
defensive
cannot reach
line
the
is
outside too much,
a
and,
force.
again, forcing that throw a little bit early, because you said you're right, Pat. If he would have had a little bit more time there, that could have been a 1st down.
That could have been.
So 4th down.
He just got to be relaxed.
Punt formation anyway from the Griffins. Always a threat to fake for Devontae Jackson. It's a good snap back, and he does take it
Ooh.
away.
Almost
Kick
punt.
bouncing at the 37, taken by the Tigers. That's Elijah Folks back there. He tries to run out of a tackle, but is taken down at the 32-yard line. 31-yard line, they'll spot it.
Oh man, I think they about to run up the score.
7:36 left to go in the second quarter. They lead by 3 touchdowns, 21-0. We'll see what this offense. Darion,
If it was me, I'd go play action deep. First play.
Likely we'll keep it on the ground. We saw a couple of passing plays from them on the last drive. Noah, they had one wide open down the sideline, but just
So you want the
overthrown.
hawk.
We will see if
You
they
want the
are
hawk.
Listen.
on the ground here as they
Listen,
lead.
right, yeah. Right after this demoralizing. Bro, they gonna expect. Look, they gonna expect to run. They come out here with that play action and go up top. And dude playing press coverage too.
make a difference.
Ah, man, it's slow.
As well.
I want the
Under
hard.
center,
He out there by himself, bruh.
It's a handoff to Bisker, straight ahead across the
Oh,
35 to the 36.
okay.
And they really love the way that Owen Bisker runs. To a certain extent, you have to.
He run hard.
Kind of crazy to be a fullback, and then Owen Bisker. I know he's technically a running back, but he runs like a fullback who's got 4.4 speed. So it's great to have a running back right behind you if you're Darion Fair.
I think
Oh,
he's
that's
perfect
what's
for this
up.
offense. You know, just that 3
100%.
yards in a cloud of dust, and he can run a little bit on the outside as well.
He'll do it again. He is bottled up.
They running this Army Navy offense.
7-minute mark left in this first half.
If I were Cleveland Heights, I would just try to run out this clock till the end of the half. Just keep, you know, with the 3 yards and cloud of dust, and just really, you know, try to use up as much clock as you can to try to make it, you know, close to halftime.
Yeah, the Griffins haven't proven that they can stop this rushing attack so far. Obviously, there's one-on-one matchups on the outside, and they jump offside, do the Griffins, it looked like.
Yep, first down.
Yeah, encroachment. That'll give the Tigers an automatic first down.
First down.
Not what you want if you're Buchtel. You know, you needed a big stop there. You were Buchtel.
They was thirsty too. They was looking for the third down stop.
Hell yeah.
Tanell Edwards just
Gotta-
got a little jumpy there. I mentioned him.
Gotta
earlier.
stay disciplined.
Decent job containing the outside, because a lot of their success tonight for Cleveland Heights has been on the inside. The outside, not as much.
Okay. Is emotional?
First down and 10 from the 42. Fair looking to throw, and he's got a man
What'd I
open.
tell you?
Just again overthrown.
Oh, he almost threw the pick.
As it was a deep shot there looking for number 17 for the Tigers. That was Jamarion Lanham, a very good basketball player for the Tigers in the winter. Good jump ball candidate, very deep.
Hey man, these high school teams that hate me.
On the cover,
Well,
Xavier
we running
Brooks,
the
he already
score
has a
up.
pick. Tonight he picked off Darion
Flat
Fair
out.
in the end zone. That one followed
No, we
Carlos
playing the whole
First down
game.
and 10.
Fair just needed to be a little bit more patient on that
I
one.
mean, that's what you
Misdirection
supposed
handoff
to
again on
do,
second
though.
down.
You don't.
And
Oh, he out. Oh, he's out of here.
John Gordon, a lot
You
of
get
space
hurt
to the near
going
side.
weak body.
Cuts
Yeah.
and out of bounds
Out
at
there.
the
You gotta play the whole game.
That you trying to do.
Gordon, he's
but
had
it
he's had a really nice game so far. That was only his second attempt
is.
of the game. A
Nice
lot of
kid.
20-plus yard
He ain't
plays
no
from
little
him. And this is a
baby.
guy who came in only
That
with
part.
one
They
attempt for
know
3
what come with
yards.
this.
Yeah, and just a
Did they running a hurry up? Oh, he out.
Darion Fair on a looks like a broken play. He's taken down for a loss of.
Why he ain't handing the ball off?
But it just goes to show, you know,
That's
for this
twice.
offense with Kahari Hicks and Coach Max Stevens that Owen Bisker ran a lot as a.
They need to work on that
Got
play.
John Gordon in there taking a lot of high.
Because either he hiking the ball too late, which would it seem like, or he turning the wrong way to hand the ball off.
A lot of depth. You're right. You're right about that, Pat. I mean, Owen Bisker and Elijah Folks, both seniors for this Cleveland Heights team, and you know you can't have your quarterback run every play. So you know you gotta be able to, especially
Number
have him
55
grow and
on Heights
mature and
said,
develop
we'll
for the
beat 'em
future
on,
as well.
man.
Especially in games like these when you're up by 3 scores and all that. Good to get some more experience.
That's right. Up 21-0. 5.5 left to go in the second quarter. It's a keeper for
Uh-oh.
Fair. Going
Ooh,
left
if he
in.
would have got loose on
Yeah.
that.
3-yard line.
If would've
He
got
be
loose
running
on that,
faster
he'd
than
be
his-
gone.
And you know,
He
we talked about
was.
Elijah Folks.
He be running faster than his
with a lot of-
blockers.
A lot of strength, just like Bisker does. He's maybe a little bit more elusive.
He got to have a little more patience when he hit that corner, let his blocks engage into the defender, and then take the lane.
For Coach Max Stevens, we'll see if they continue to utilize him.
True X factor for the Tigers.
It's a sweep to the
There you
near side.
go.
John Gordon
Like
on his
that.
third
There
down.
you go.
He's got the
Let's
first down.
go.
Oh, he to the
There
house.
you go. Good cut.
20 to the 16.
Nice stop.
A really good
He cut it too early.
back there from John Gordon, the sophomore.
He just needed to hold up a couple, just 1 second.
Veteran
Let that
offensive
block
line, all 5
engage.
starters back from last season. It makes your job a lot easier as well. And my apologies earlier. Owen Bisker is actually a junior. He's not a senior.
Okay, 23.
He's a lot of depth for the Tigers. It's still a young team as well. So Darion Fair under center, first down. He fakes 2 different handoffs. Will keep it himself back to the 15, dives forward to the 13.
And I got to say, Bisker looked a little confused there because he didn't know where Darion Fair was running. He didn't know. That's part of a little bit of a negative with the triple option. Sometimes you don't know where these guys are going to be running. And so
It's hard.
Bisker was
Sometimes
confused.
you're too elusive. Too elusive for your own good. Fair. One of the best runners in Northeast Ohio, obviously, but be difficult at times. It'll be second down and 7 for the Tigers. Fair again. This time Bisker will take it straight ahead across the 10 to the 9. 4 minutes
Okay,
remaining in the
then.
first half. The Tigers really turning up a lot of clock here.
And that's exactly what you're supposed to do if you're Max Stevens. Just chew up some of this clock, go up by 4 scores, and just really keep the ball.
Let's go, Biscuit.
Flag comes in and going into the end zone.
Touchdown.
But we wait and see what the flag is. Not any celebration so far, as there is a Griffin slow to get up as well.
Hey, he got through there quick,
Looks
too.
like illegal substitution on the defense. It should be a touchdown then. That's what Coach Max Stevens is saying.
Well, it's interesting because the officials on the far side, they didn't really signal touchdown. There it is, because for a second they just said stop the clock.
Okay.
That's a touchdown.
Boy, that is just the oddest touchdown run you'll see here.
Hey.
Fisker ran it in from the 9.
Hey, he got through that hole quick, too, though, bro.
He just pinballed off of the defenders into the end zone. The officials still discussing it. Not sure if that was a...
My guy here, they said he run a 4.4.
So, but at the 3:46 mark, it's currently 27-0.
Fisker with his 4th touchdown of the season, and Cleveland Heights just continuing to pile it on here against Buchtel. 27 points they scored in the second quarter against Euclid last week, so obviously we know they love to pile it up. I believe they had 20 in their first game against Hoover, North Canton Hoover as well.
The officials still discussing this. Vince
I'm about to say, what they discussing?
After attempt, 3:46 left to go in the second quarter. The Tigers up 27-0. We await the official decision here.
What could they be discussing?
Group looks like they're coming off of the field, but we will get you.
Is he clapping?
Northwest Ohio High School football in 3 minutes and 46 seconds as we head into the
Like, y'all old dudes need to listen.
show. But we'll also wait and see if the Tigers did indeed score a touchdown.
I'm still just as confused as you are, Pat. I think the penalty is declined, so it is a touchdown. There it is. So they were just officially saying that the penalty was declined. They were just trying to figure out, I guess, what to do there.
Okay, so it is officially official, 27-0, 3:46 left to go in the second quarter. Vince Holland on for the extra point. Again, the holder will be Xavier Pitts. High snap, held down by Pitts, and it is through, and it's good.
Pitts a pretty good holder.
Well done there by Xavier Pitts to catch that snap, put it down well.
He is. He did it with the last one, too.
Hit the drive right through, put the Tigers up by 4 possessions. And we look forward to at halftime during the Nova Title Agency halftime show. The Cleveland Heights Tigers
See if
band
Heights play shorter, sure.
here
They
just
do.
before halftime. We've had a lot to cheer on so far tonight, Noah, as it's been 28-0. The Tigers rushing attack, giving us exactly what we thought we'd get.
Second to last game.
A lot of rushing. Only a couple throws all
Be a
game.
little, be a
It's the
little bird
old school
snack.
ground and pound. But Vince Lombardi, we
Little
mentioned him
chicken
earlier,
dinner
you're
for the
probably pretty
Tigers.
happy with how well as well. But coming in, Cleveland Heights averaging 309.3 yards per game just on the ground alone. So this, obviously a team that just
Look, be a little
loves to
bird
ground and
snack.
pound. And just another
The
example,
bird
latest
snack.
example.
The chicken dinner.
Rush this
Little
year.
chicken dinner, little 5-piece
So the
nugget.
Griffins adjusting their game as they put more
Go
defenders
be
on
a
the 50-yard
little
line as well as the 40-yard line. But back deep to return is Levier Belton standing at the 25-yard line, as well as Monty Blair at his own 10.
You can tell they don't want another pooch kick here to see if Bisker or any of those Tigers can recover it.
Still a bit of a short kick.
Take it to the house. Let's see what you
Belton will
got.
take it at the 20-yard line.
Let's see
Cut
what you
back
got.
across the 30. He'll dive forward to the
Is he scared?
So the Griffins offense takes the field again. 3:40 left to go in the second quarter. And if you're
He looked like if he wanted to go or if he wanted to kneel it.
You go up by 30
Look like his
points.
homie number 25 was telling him, like, you gotta go.
Run continuously.
Hey, run with that.
That'll be big in the
You
second
had
half.
it.
Tigers
If you'd have tried, he'd have did so.
Absolutely,
He coulda
Pat.
got
And
busy.
I think any coach you want to be in that situation because then you could try to get some of your younger guys in and all that. But
coulda
if
got
you're Buchtel, how do you
busy.
respond here? I mentioned earlier Brian Williams, his first year as head coach, trying to establish a culture, trying, with the brotherhood and staying close and all that. How are these guys going to respond here? Especially when it's 28-0. Are they gonna try to score here, or are they? I would just love to see.
Yeah, why not?
Griffins will respond.
The Griffins with decent starting field position, 1st down and 10 from the 34.
Big boy coming in.
Big
boy coming in. That big boy coming in. Oh, he got
Oh, he out.
Oh, he out.
He out there. I told you he's out of here. He out of here. They parted like the Red Sea. He struck.
You see that big boy in that backfield?
In the second quarter, just as we continue to say,
I would have got up out of there too.
They come back.
I told you he was coming.
25 yards like that, no.
I gotta say that's a great play and great start to that drive, Pat. How do you respond? That's just a great way to do it. And the Tigers bringing the house there, but using his legs to get that big 1st down.
Nice run.
1st down and 10. Jackson looking to throw. He's flushed out of the pocket.
He's out of there. He should have went the other way.
They just threw a flag back there. Something happened.
It was holding.
Wilson Jackson, we talked about him.
That's usually holding. He should have went the other way.
But it is indeed holding.
They can't be doing no penalties right now.
So that'll back him up, back towards midfield.
They need all this momentum they get.
I know another player we talked about earlier, Jamel Lewis, who has been having a tremendous season for.
I'm about to say, well, how many yards is 10 yards, my nigga? Goddamn, can you count?
In this one as well. He actually moved in from Georgia.
I could have swore you just won 11.
He actually had offers from Tennessee and Georgia Tech.
They're retarded.
North Forsyth High School over in Cumming, Georgia, which is in the Atlanta area.
Let's go.
So 1st down and a mile for the Griffins. They have to reach the 30-yard line. 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Jackson in the shotgun, takes a snap. It's another screen. This one blown up.
Oh, good
Elijah
defense.
That one easily. Took
He
down
did.
Blair for a loss of 3 more.
Elijah, folks, we
The
talked about
running
him
back.
being X factor on offense. He's really making his name on defense. Very underrated.
He was just out there too long.
At the cornerback position, the senior making a name for himself on defense with that big hit.
Absolutely, we're more used to seeing him on the offensive side from last year, but like you said, Elijah making a name for himself.
Only 7 tackles on the year. That was his 8th. Does have an interception.
And that was an emphatic one as well. 2:23 left to go and rolling in this second quarter. The Tigers up 28-0. The Griffins moving backwards. They're at their own 45-yard line now. Vontae
28-0.
Pistol with 2 wide receivers to either side. Marcel Boyce on the near side. The wide receivers didn't come set, but Jackson.
What Ernest used to say, Ernest E. World.
Oh, good pass.
19, Dakota Tyler falls incomplete right in front of the Tigers bench.
We'll say good job there from Jackson to keep that play alive. Cleveland Heights, bringing that rush again under duress.
If they can find him some blocking, he can actually throw it.
Get that pass out. I mean, that was a decent ball too, but it was just a little bit out of the reach on the sidelines.
Boys coming in there. Check that groove thing.
So 3rd down and forever for the Griffins. Jackson back in the shotgun, in the pistol actually. He's got 3 wide receivers to the right. He'll look to throw again.
Oh, they in there.
Pressure.
They in there.
Oh,
they in there. They in there.
I don't know why he stopped.
1:55 left to go.
I'm blind.
I don't know why he stopped.
Second quarter, and the Tigers will take their first timeout.
Man, he gonna have to take over the game with his
Cleveland Heights
leg.
wants to score here, trying to get that running clock going, Pat. But Cleveland Heights, they've been down a little bit in this game with some of these plays. And we mentioned earlier in the first quarter when they were down and had that big kick return Buchtel did, and they were able to hold them on the in the red zone, and then they missed the field goal. There on that first play of the drive, quarterback Jackson goes all the way down to the 40, so they have a little bit of momentum there, but Cleveland Heights just snuffs it out. Elijah Folks with the big hit, and then the sack there on Jackson. So this Cleveland Heights defense just continues to show up when needed. And going into the season, this was a defense that, they had a little bit of question marks with some guys that were graduating and all that, but Max Stevens and the defense just really, really sound this season. I mean, think about it. 28 points given up against Hoover, but they scored 48. Only 15 against Garfield Heights they gave up, and then 14 against Euclid. And most of those points were given up in the second half, when it was that running clock. So just a great job in this first half from the defense, facing some adversity, but being able to snuff out the Griffins' attack.
So fourth down upcoming for
then.
the ball spotted in the middle of the field at the 43-yard line. 1:49 left to go in the second quarter. Way back there to return this punt is Jamel Lewis.
So you're going to go back to the game?
In punt formation at his own 30. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a fake punt on here for the Griffins. At this point down 28-0. Griffins looking for a spark, but 1:49 remains here in the first half.
They had to put an extra one back there.
Snap is back to Jackson. He will kick it away. Jamel Lewis is there at his 25. He's got a lot of space in front of him. To the 30, to the 35, 40, to the 45, cutting it back across midfield.
Man, use your blocks.
Jackson. Lewis, I should say, across midfield.
If they use their blocks, they'd be more dangerous.
And the Tigers have a minute and 37 seconds to try to put more points on the board before the halfway point.
They don't know how to hide behind Nate Newton.
Just using his great athletic ability. Moved in from Georgia this summer. Some big-time offers, Tennessee and Georgia Tech. Using his athletic ability there. Has that one touchdown that he had a couple games ago for a kick return for a touchdown. A couple of nice returns in the punt return department as well.
So the Tigers, first down and 10 from midfield. They'll go empty set shotgun. Trips to the right, two wide receivers to the left. On the right out there is John Gordon in the slot.
Let these boys score
Number 8,
on you.
Jeremiah Dillard, as well as number 12, Ashley
Not
Baird.
let these boys score
Darion
on
Fair
you.
by himself stands at the 45-yard line. Takes snaps, another quarterback draw. He had a little bit of space in front of him, but he'll pick up 4 yards on first down. 90 seconds remain in the half. The Tigers will go no huddle.
Tigers trying to spread out Buchtel, that design keeper up the middle from Fair, trying to just get a little bit of space there so he can take off.
Let's go.
It is a handoff going to the Xavier Pitts.
He's gone.
Across the 40 and smartly gets out of bounds.
Okay.
Picking up the first down, but a flag is down on the near side. It is holding on the Tigers.
Yeah, I think they're pointing to number 8, Jeremiah Dillard. I mean, he did. There was a little bit of contact there on the outside, but just on that sweep.
Them Tigers.
Receivers, you got to block there. I know a lot of them are used to blocking already in that triple option attack, but on the outside they're just a little bit too handsy. I'll back up the Tigers a little bit.
1 minute and 11 seconds left in this second quarter. 28-0, the Tigers still leading. That's a costly holding penalty as they'll back it up to the Tigers' half of the field at the 48-yard line.
Man.
Again,
I don't know,
empty
geez.
set shotgun, trips to the left, two wide receivers split out wide to the right. Fair looking to throw. He's pressured, bounces outside to the left, looking to throw it deep. And he's got a man wide open back there. It's Jeremiah Dillard, but tipped incomplete.
Ooh, that almost got tipped to an
Fair
INT.
lined that one up
He
and
did.
had a man back there. Falls
He
incomplete.
did. If he could have threw it to the back of the end zone.
I gotta say, Fair.
He don't got no
I think he kinda
strong
blew that
arm
play
like
up
that.
A little bit at the end because it was a little bit of a busted play, with some coverage, and
They the
he was
Griffins,
getting rushed
ain't they?
and rolled out. Was kind of pointing to where his receivers were going, but he did have him wide open. It was a nice job from Buchtel to recover there, and almost an interception just went right through his hands. And Fair doesn't throw a whole lot, so we'll see what he does here.
Davion Greenlee came free on that last play.
Ooh,
Screen
that was
pass
a
now
nice
for Jeremiah
little block.
Dillard.
Come on,
Breaks a
man,
tackle,
move
cuts it
them
across the
feet.
45 to the 40-yard line. He picks up the first down just barely at the 39-yard line with 46 seconds left to go.
They on the ground, jaw jacking.
The clock will stop as the Chiefs move. It's a first down for the Tigers. The Tigers with 2 timeouts remaining. There's 46 seconds left.
Oh,
got an
no,
injury timeout on
man.
the
That's
near
our
side.
big boy. We need our big
It's
boy.
Caden Hayes, the 5'7", 230-pound
Come on, man.
right tackle.
Come
He's
on,
the other
young
veteran on this
man.
offensive line.
We need our
Only a
big
junior,
boys.
as I mentioned, but a key piece to the Cleveland Heights Tigers attack on the line.
Yeah, that is one of the strong suits of this Tigers team, the offensive line. It opens up everything for quarterback Darion Fairs and, of course, all of the running backs. Owen Bisker as well as John Gordon and everybody like that. So we hope
Look at this sign.
Right for the Tigers, but
These Heights boys pretty nice though. They definitely got a
Yeah,
true
they
running
good.
attack.
Oh, yeah,
football
that's
action
why,
from around
like I
Northeast
say,
Ohio,
man, the only
one
thing
of
I
the
want to see them,
most
they
recent
have been throwing that
opponents
rock.
for the
but
Tigers, the Euclid Panthers, who
You
the
know,
Tigers
that's what's
beat
gonna take
46 to
us.
14. They jumped out early against St.
That's what's
Patience
gonna
with a
take us once
97-yard
this
touchdown.
regular season over.
Jacoby
They
Laster,
keep
the
it up like
touchdown
this.
reception from Deontay Rucker. But
You know,
the Wildcats
when
scored
hit
14
that
unanswered
road,
there. It's 14
gotta bring
with
out all the
5:19
guns,
remaining
man.
in the first half.
They definitely need to figure out how to use this passing game.
We're going to do
You
our best John
already know
Telich
how it
impression.
is once
Obviously,
you go
Friday
up
night
that
touchdown,
road,
a tremendous
man.
show.
All of the guns.
Channel
You
8
can't
here in
just-
Northeast Ohio, but
Gotta
we
use
will
every
continue
weapon we
action here
got.
from the 39-yard line. Clock runs with 40 seconds
Run
left to go.
on, gotta pass.
Fair takes the snap.
Can't be stuck at
He's
one
flushed
thing
out of
because
the
that's how
pocket.
they gonna be
He's
coming
gonna
once
have
you
to
go
throw
up
it
that
away. He
road.
instead runs out of bounds with 34 seconds.
Hey, trip.
So Fair loses about
Hey,
6 yards on
they
first
got
down.
it, though, man.
It'll back him up
Stay
to
healthy.
the 46-yard line, 47-yard line thereabouts.
I think this is a great drive to get Darion Fair some experience throwing the football because obviously they want to try to score here and get that running clock going for the second half. Because,
But need to do
like
quick
we
passes.
mentioned, Fair has not really thrown the ball much this year, so they're able to get him more comfortable throwing that football and hopefully relying on the pass instead of just being one-dimensional, getting him two-dimensional. We'll see what happens here on this drive.
And the Griffins jump off.
Hike the
45
ball.
yards there for the Tigers.
Hike the
34
ball.
seconds left in the half. You'll take those all day long if you're.
Man, the coaches need to be teaching them that. Hike the ball, run the play.
Two wide receivers on the
As soon as
left.
you see him
Three wide
jump,
receivers
hike the
actually on
ball.
left.
Run the play.
It's Xavier Pitts, Ashley Derrick, as well as John Gordon. Fair in the shotgun. It is a jet sweep handoff over there for Jeremiah Dillard to the outside to the 35.
Oh, he outta here.
First down across the 25, out of bounds as the ball came loose, but it'll be a first down for the Tigers with 26 seconds left to go in the half.
Great pickup there from Dillard. I mean, he just evaded a couple defenders. I mean, it seems like he evaded half the Buchtel defense there. And a really nice pickup,
Yeah,
especially
he's
when they
fair.
flushed Fair out of the pocket, ran out of bounds there. But just a great job from Cleveland Knights to stay sound. And they're in business here.
First down and 10 from the 25. They'll go trips on the weak side on the left, nearly another offside. But that was a great play call there from the offensive coordinator Hicks with the jet sweep. I mean, interesting what they do. Ball on the far hash of the 25-yard line. 26 seconds left to go in the half. Fair with Gordon in motion. It is a handoff to Gordon. Nowhere to go. He's suplexed in the backfield.
He should have kept
at the
it.
28-yard line with 20 seconds left to go.
He definitely should have kept it.
Fair had some green turf a little bit in the middle there. Just maybe a wrong read trying to get on the outside.
I wanted to say he should have kept it.
Tried to hand it off because maybe he had a better chance of trying to get out of bounds. Regardless, Cleveland Heights takes their timeout with 20 seconds left.
Interesting back-to-back play calls. Running the football here late. 20 seconds left to go in the half. Tigers leading 28-0 over the Griffins.
Because we thought for a second there, Pat, that Darion Fair was going to be showing off his arm a little bit on every throw because they wanted to try to score. But, yeah, back-to-back runs. Very interesting calls there from Max Stevens.
So we'll see if the Tigers can at least get a little bit closer to try a field goal attempt for Vince Holland. But
interesting
it'll be
about
second down and 10 upcoming. They have to get to the 15-yard line for a first down.
Interesting about Vince Holland as well from a field goal.
It's
standpoint.
crazy how this last 40 seconds taking forever,
13
though.
of 18 from PAT
Hey,
coming
his
into
last 40
the
seconds.
game a little bit better now, obviously with the 4 PATs, but has not attempted a field goal all
His
season.
last 40
Last year he did
seconds.
attempt some,
Real.
so hopefully we'll see if they can just inch a little bit closer, but Holland a very reliable kicker for the Tigers.
Second down and about 13 for Cleveland Heights. Darion Fair in the empty set shotgun once again. And coming off the field, actually, there was Xavier Pitts. Fair will roll out to the right side. He's looking to throw. He's got a
That's
couple
what
out
I'm
routes
talking
there. It is
about.
thrown just
Oh, I thought he was. I
Incomplete.
thought.
He threw it too late.
double
He
out
should have.
routes there.
Yeah,
Noah
I
is going
thought.
deeper
Who was
on
that?
one was
16.
Jeremiah Dillard, as well as number 17, Jamarian.
The first,
Yeah,
the
that's
bottom.
that low concept, the deeper
The
out route
underneath
is the
out.
one. Just trying to see if they can fit it into any of those windows, but Nothing going there. It looked like Buchtel was ready for that. They knew they were going to pass.
I didn't think he was throwing it to number 8.
Overall tonight,
that's what we
Buchtel
threw
has
it
done a
to,
good
right?
job defending.
Yeah, he threw it late.
I thought number 16. I thought number 16 was about to get it.
Going to be interested to see what the play call is here on
he can't be scared to let it rip. You gotta let it go.
28-yard line to be a heck of a field goal attempt
road,
from Vince
baby,
Holland.
that's what we
15
gonna
seconds
need.
left to go. Fair
Go.
looking to throw.
Let it go.
Steps up. He's
Go.
got a man open across the field.
Touchdown.
It is again underthrown with
Good
9
defense,
seconds
young
left to
man.
go. Jeremiah Dillard ran free on the post route, but just
Yeah,
underthrown. Looked like he
I'm about to say his arm.
I mean, I'll tell you,
He ain't got enough
if
arm
had a little
strength.
more air on it, that was an easy touchdown. I mean, he split the safeties right there
He did.
in the middle of the field. Dillard wide open, but just fair. Maybe just a little bit inexperienced with that passing. He just seems to be a little bit off tonight throwing the football.
Because that was definitely a touchdown.
They have 9 seconds to play with, 1 timeout remaining. They have about 13 yards to go.
Man, he just got to stand there and throw it.
They can get the
Prep
first
right
down call,
now. There's
timeout,
a
and
lot
then
of
kick a field
shutouts
goal.
going on right now.
Empty set shotgun, Darion Fair takes the snap. Looking to
lot
throw,
of
he's pressured.
shutouts
He's going to try to
going on in
keep
the
this
high
one deep.
school world
Wide
right
open
now.
there, Jamarian Lanham.
Got
He
him!
caught
Touchdown.
it. Did he get a foot in?
Touchdown. That's
And it's a
touchdown.
touchdown.
That's touchdown. Now that was a good
That's
pass.
Jamarian Lanham. No signal from
That was a
him.
good pass.
Finally a touchdown.
Hey,
He threw it to the back of the end zone.
Jamarian Lanham
hey.
with a huge jump
go.
ball in the corner from Darion Fair.
Jamarian Lanham came into the game with 1 reception for 38 yards and a touchdown. Now he's 2 for 2. Both of his receptions this season have been for touchdowns. But, yeah, just getting that left foot inbounds for a touchdown. And we mentioned how Darion Fair was kind of struggling to throw the football on that drive, but able to just get a little bit
He
more air on that
mossed him.
because he was
Two
open
receive-
yet
two-
again.
two
Just
defenders.
enough,
He
and
mossed
just an
him.
amazing catch there from Lanham just to go up and reach out. And Cleveland Heights will
I hope
have
somebody
the
got a dope-ass picture of that.
running clock to begin the second half.
So the clock will run in the second half as that kick is good from Vince Holland. And even 35 points on the scoreboard for head coach Max Stevens. And we talked about that, Noah, previously. It's important to get up to that 30-point number so that the clock runs in the second half. You really run the clock out on your team, on the opponent, I should say, if you have such a good running attack like the Tigers do. They look like they're well on their way to putting this one away. 35-0 after 24 minutes of play. What did you see, Noah, here in that first half for head coach Max Stevens?
Just continuing to dominate running the football. And you can tell that this is a very experienced offensive line. A lot of their big run plays have been run on the side of left guard.
Heights doing their thing this year, huh?
To the University, West Virginia University, I should say. So just continuing to run that football. And
he definitely need to run some more passive plays.
They've done
some
in
quick
each of the
first
first 3 games, 309
some little
rushing
screens,
yards
some
per
little
game,
quick
but
slaps.
even at the end there, being able to throw the football as well, because because some of these guys on the team, they talk. Owen Bisker talked about it in his interview with Cleveland.com. They want to be able to beat the
All right,
teams
big
like
bro, man, it was good joining you on here, man. I'm about to go ahead and ride out.
Because a lot of these big
But I look
schools,
forward to
they don't
coming
necessarily
through
road
and
trip
joining on one of the
so
next
being able to have
broadcasts
some
next weekend or
experience on that
something,
last
all
drive,
right?
throwing the football,
You already
trying
know,
to get a little
bro.
bit more,
Appreciate
air
For
on
sure,
it.
for sure.
That helps as well.
rock out.
On top of what makes Cleveland Heights so
Yeah,
special,
I'm going
which
to
is
come
the
back
running
and check you out
Absolutely,
later.
and that's been
You
the
already
bread and butter
know.
for the Tigers all season and for years, honestly, as they lead 35-0 over the Griffins of Buchtel High School. We have 20 minutes on the clock. We'll leave you during this Nova Title Agency halftime show with the Cleveland Heights Tigers marching band. They are taking the field, and in just a few moments, the Tigers leading 35-0 at the halfway point here at Crawford Field. You're inside the Nova Title Agency halftime show. Please enjoy the Cleveland Heights Tigers marching band.
Director Kevin Callahan, Assistant Director Devin Gilbert, and Drum Major Demaya Baker. The Buchtel Griffins Marching Griffins are excited to present their 2021 halftime performance. The band will perform their opener, Bad Guy, a #1 Billboard hit by acclaimed pop artist Billie Eilish, followed by the Buchtel fight song, Sons of Buchtel. We hope you enjoy the Invincible Marching Griffins.
Just don't get it dirty, please. I'm gonna try.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time for the Buchtel Invincible Marching Griffins. And now, Tiger Nation, make some noise for the Cleveland Heights High School Marching Band.
What's up, man?
Cleveland Heights High School proudly presents the Heights Tiger Marching Band in our 2021 production, The Motown Sound. Our first piece is by none other than the man, the Temptation, nicknamed Little Stevie, but his career would not be little, as Stevie Wonder would produce many soulful hits for Motown Records, including this song written on the wall, Superstitious. Speaking of those top charting crooners, the Temptations, you better get ready for our next selection featuring our saxophone section, because here it comes. No selection of Motown hits would be complete without including music performed by those funky brothers from Gary, Indiana. We finish our show with the band making, playing, and dancing, looking as easy as 1, 2, 3. and gentlemen, make some noise for the Heights Tiger Marching Band. The Cleveland Heights Instrumental Music Department would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's performance. All right, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get to business, we have a cell phone that got dropped. If you're using a cell phone, check your pockets.
No,
the Tigers just kind of ran away with it.
They did, Pat, surprisingly. There was that interception, remember, in the first quarter when Darion Fair, if he would have just had a little bit more air on it, would have been a touchdown. But that was just a nice leaping grab by LeVar Belton, the defensive back who made that play, and then there was a couple fumbles in there. So they have had their chances, Buchtel, but I will have to credit the Tiger defense. I mean, they really stood their ground, and they really made Buchtel pay, especially in that red zone. They had that big 90-yard kick return, earlier in the first quarter, and just really that sound defense has really kept the Cleveland Heights Tigers really in this game and giving the offense opportunities to score. That's really been the keys to that first half, and of course they will get the running clock to start the second half.
Absolutely. So, especially with that running attack that the Tigers have, look for them to keep it on the ground as they begin the second half. Both teams returning to the field, getting their stretches in. Less than 3 minutes away from the beginning of the second half with that running clock, as you mentioned. We can bring you around to some scores for Northeast Ohio high school football action. Stowe Monroe Falls at half with Medina. They lead 21-17 over the Medina Bees, who previously were an opponent for the Tigers in 2019, and a very good team. They had some Division I recruits on that Medina team, so we'll see how they bounce back.
Drew
after that.
Allard, the quarterback.
Exactly.
I mean, he's I believe a Penn State commit.
That's right.
He's a very, very solid passer.
Yeah, big guy as well. I think 6'5", 6'6", something along those lines.
230.
But, yeah, exactly. So more scores around the half. Benedictine lead Bishop Hartley 24-14 at the half. And the Highland Hornets lead the Brunswick Blue Devils 28-7 at half. The Hornets receiving the ball to start the second half. St. Ignatius, last we saw, up 14-7 over the Euclid Panthers. And Kenton McKinley leads over Massillon Perry 14-13 in a knock 'em out, drag 'em out type fight down there as they head down towards the Akron area, the Canton area. So Avon have scored 30 unanswered, Avon Lake, I should say, have scored 30 unanswered points. Going into the halftime, they lead over the Avon Eagles 30-10. That's always a fun matchup to see on the west side of Cleveland. 30-10, Avon Lake leading Avon. So lots of good games around the city, the region here tonight. Noah, as obviously we got high school football back in full swing. It's taken a couple weeks, our first broadcast here at beautiful Heights Tigers Stadium. You can see the beautiful clock tower, and we are about ready for play here in the second half. The Tigers leading 35-0. Looking for the Tigers. If you're head coach Max Stevens, what are you looking for, Noah, in the second half?
Just continue to run the football, and also, if you get into a situation, you may want to throw it a little bit just to see if Darion Fair, just a little bit of experimental. Nothing with trying to run it down their throats, all that kind of thing. Run up the score, all that stuff, but just to see if maybe he can settle in a little bit because, Buchtel just hasn't had many chances, and because that defense has just been so good. So they're going to receive the ball here, but. They're going to kick the ball off. We'll see if Buchtel has any more life in it, but I would just continue to go with your bread and butter. Just run that football. Just keep that clock running so that the Tigers can come out with a victory here.
Let's go.
So Vince Holland back out there. He will kick it away. He wears two different colored shoes. The right-footed shoe, more of a soccer cleat and all black. And then the white one on the left foot there, as you can see, is the Nike Vapor football cleat. So it's always interesting to me to see what kickers do with their shoe game out there on the field, but that one I think more performance related rather than style.
And our soccer coach at John Carroll University, Dan Mildanovic, he always says for soccer, your foot is your weapon.
That's right.
So you have to be comfortable. So whatever color cleats you have, it's okay as long as you're comfortable.
Holland is through it with the right foot. It's a squib kick taken at the 20 and lit up there by a herd of Tigers at the 23-yard line. The Griffins will start as the clock rolls. 11:45 left to go.
These Tigers hit hard, even in the second half when they're coming out, with that running clock up 35-0. They're still going to take it to you, and Buchtel's going to have to be ready for that for sure.
Absolutely. So we'll see as well in this second half if head coach Max Stevens can rotate some underclassmen in and out of this ball game for Cleveland Heights. It'll be first down and 10 for the Griffins at their own 22-yard line after a beautiful pooch kick from Vince Holland. Vontae Jackson back out there. He, as he's listed, on the game notes and in the rosters, he's an athlete, but to a certain extent, athleticism isn't a cure-all in football. It can really help you as he fumbles the snap and falls right on it. But you know, get him on the basketball court. You know, like Chris Livingston for Buchtel, he's a tremendous player, one of the best players in school history. But Vontae Jackson, you know, could be a basketball player for the Buchtel Griffins.
No, he should. He absolutely. I mean, he's very athletic. We've seen it in this game, but I mean, unfortunately, the offensive line, they haven't really done a good job overall, in my opinion, of really keeping him clean, because Cleveland Heights, their defense has been really under duress all game. And we'll have to see what happens here in the second half. If they can close that margin, because if the Griffins score here, if they score a touchdown, that the running clock is no longer in effect. So if I were Buchtel, I would try to score here and see if they can try to make a statement here, especially with, you know, first-year head coach Brian Williams.
And a flag comes in from the back judge. Looked like too much movement from the Griffins. The Tigers pointing at Buchtel.
He's got to be a little more disciplined, especially coming out of the locker room. Mm-hmm.
So that'll back him up. 2nd down and 15.
Y'all don't need no penalties right now. No penalties. Got to keep it up. No penalties.
Watch out for Wilson Jackson again, that number 44 for Cleveland Heights. You know, he's done a great job containing the outside. We'll see how much of an impact he has here in the second half for Cleveland Heights.
2.5 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Vontae Jackson will go into the shotgun. One running back to the left, one right directly behind him. Jackson looking to throw. He's looking left. A lot of pressure. Lofts that one deep. He's got a man open, and it's in and out of the hands at the 45-yard line. Boy, that was a good-looking throw there intended for Dakota Taylor.
And Cleveland Heights, again, it was a great throw, Pat, but Cleveland Heights, they came on that double blitz on the left side. The defensive end crashed down, and then our guy that we mentioned earlier, Wilson Jackson, he came in outside as well. So it was an all-tell sign that they were blitzing on that left side, but able to stand in the pocket and able to deliver that. And it was a pretty good ball, but just the receiver, just in and out of the hands, could not grab it. But that would have been a big play if they were able to complete that pass.
Yeah, pretty good-looking throw, as you mentioned. So 3rd down and 15, the Griffins backed all the way up to their own 17-yard line. Vontae Jackson again in the pistol, trips to the left, one wide receiver to the near side. Jackson looking to throw. He's looking left again, going to the short route, but that falls incomplete again, intended for Marquise Turner.
It was just too high there. Travell Wright on the coverage for Cleveland Heights. He bit a little bit on that play action. A little bit late getting out to the flat, but it was just overthrown. Just got to be a little more accurate if you're Jackson at quarterback.
So back out comes the punting unit for the Griffins. Jamel Lewis back in return formation, as well as Elijah Folks for the Tigers. They are standing way back there at the 43-yard line. Jackson does a really good job of booting it end over end and getting a good forward spin on the kick. At least he did the last couple of punts for the Griffins. He'll punt it away on 4th and 15. Low snap. Able to punt it away. It's a good kick. This will bounce at the 46-yard line. Checks up a little bit. Takes a sideways bounce to the Buchtel 45-yard line. A late flag comes flying in from the far sideline. Looked like it could have been a block in the back potentially. We'll await the call from the far sideline judge.
Looks like it's going to be on Cleveland Heights.
Yeah, block in the back on the Tigers. That'll push them back into their own territory.
It's tough there, too, because that ball was not returnable. It just basically bounced and poison. You know, that's usually the call when they back off of the punt. But tough there on a punt block or on a punt return that's not even returnable, a block in the back.
First team offense will be back out to start the second half, I should say, for the Tigers. Darion Fair will go in the shotgun with Owen Bisker. And just as we mentioned before, Noah, we want to see Darion Fair get a few more throws, get some chemistry with his receivers. He'll run it this time, though, across the 45, back across midfield. Dives down to the 48-yard line.
And you know what's even more impressive about this offense, Pat, is that this team has only had the ball for 48 minutes of their games in their first 3 games compared to an hour and 24 minutes of time for their opponents. So, even though opponents have had the ball way more, they've been able to, be quick and efficient with their scoring. That's just been so impressive about this Heights Tiger team, not only tonight but throughout the year.
Second down and 2, shotgun for Darion Fair. Trips left, one-on-one coverage on the outside. They go another wide receiver screen. Taking this one, Jeremiah Dillard. He's got the 40 and the first down. He comes to the near sideline to the 35. They love running that play with Jeremiah Dillard.
And throwing that football there, that's got nothing to do with running up the score or anything. This is just, this is just Max Stevens just trying to get his guys, in a little bit of a rhythm, trying to get more experience running the football. The game, obviously
Absolutely.
well in reach, 35-0. Let's just get Fair more experience throwing that football, more chemistry with his receivers in a game setting.
Absolutely.
Let's
It's
go.
nothing like game reps. Any coach will tell you that the game reps between a quarterback and a wide receiver are invaluable when it comes to, you only get 10 games. The Tigers can't take any chances before they ideally make the playoffs and head into playoff action. The snap, direct
Run
handoff
that ball.
to Owen Bisker, going left to about the 30-yard line. It was a pickup of 5 for Big Owen Bisker.
Abandoning the triple option a little bit there. Fair in the shotgun, giving it off to Bisker. A little bit more space on the outside there for Bisker. When everyone's tight in the line of scrimmage on that triple option attack, not as much, but able to spread it out a little bit, get a little bit of room for Bisker to run.
Second down and about 5 upcoming. 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Give you a score update. The Bedford Bearcats leading 38-0 at halftime against Lorraine. That is next week's opponent for the Tigers. They will head to George Daniel Field Friday, September 17th for a 7 p.m. kickoff. Second down and 5, Fair. It's the read option, handoff to Bisker going right. He bowls through a defender and picks up the first down to the 29-yard line. He needed 5, he got 6.
Nice solid pickup from Bisker again. Just that fullback that they love to give that football to. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Able to get 6 yards there when he needed it. A guy that can really move the chains. And, abandoning that triple option attack, going with that spread, just a little bit more room for him to run.
4:25 left to go in the third quarter. Fair back into the shotgun. This offense with the shotgun going spread offense, a little bit more reminiscent when Josh Harris was the quarterback a couple of years ago, 2019 I believe, 2018 maybe. But Darion Fair much more willing to run it. Josh Harris able to throw it a little bit deeper. So Fair looking to throw now, going for the end zone again, oversails his wide receiver. 4 minutes left to go in the third.
Sometimes for a young quarterback, when you see guys wide open, you just get a little jumpy, like, I just got to try to fit it in there, but just a little bit,
When they wide
just
open
a little
like
bit off there
that,
on that
you
throw.
need
Just
what?
overshoots him. But, yeah, he did have him open again. Because all of the times that Fair's been back to throw, his receivers pretty much have been open. It's just about fitting it in there and being accurate.
Second down and 10. And something about Darion Fair is listed at 5'8". It's kind of the comparison, the Kyler Murray comparison, where you got to find your throwing lanes, or Drew Brees, you got to find your throwing lanes, rolling out, or staying in the pocket trying to find those passing lanes. It's going to be critical for Darion Fair in this passing attack. He'll throw it again. He's flushed out of the pocket, plenty of space in front of him. He'll fake a throw to the end zone, jukes a defender to the 20, 15,
that was
10,
nice.
5, to the end goal line,
Oh,
dives
my
in for a
goodness.
touchdown. Oh my goodness! What a
Oh
lead play
my
from Darion Fair.
goodness.
There's a
That
flag
was
down at the
nice.
30, but oh my goodness,
Fair
for a
don't
second
play
I
fair.
thought he was going to stand up there and
Fair
throw
don't
that ball
play
in the
fair.
corner of the end zone. But being able to put on the wheels, juke a man
Oh,
out of the
nice.
25, and it's just all athleticism from there for Darion
Let's
Fair.
go.
And I think this one looks like it's coming back,
Oh, it's
but just
coming
still
back, Ski.
a phenomenal play from Fair. And just using his eyes to look downfield,
Yes, it's
look
coming
off a guy
back.
he was
That was
pointing for a
nice.
second to say, hey, go. But he just took off and
That was
just
crazy.
put
It's coming
Buchtel on
back.
skates there.
Hey, that was nice.
A great show of athleticism there from Darion Fair. Unfortunately, it'll come back for a block in the back. But the way Darion Fair stopped on a dime there,
That was
incredible
nice.
athleticism. That is a costly penalty, though, on the Tigers. 2:15 left to go in the third. It'll be second down and a long way to go. They've got to get to the 15-yard line. Fair will be in the shotgun with Owen Bisker. Jamarion Lanham split out to the near side. Inside of him is Xavier Pitts. And it'll be a jet sweep going left now again as Jeremiah Dillard. He's got space at the 30 to the 25. Angles out of bounds for a nice pickup on the jet sweep all the way to the 24-yard line.
See, that's what the shotgun does. It really helps you. It just adds a new dimension to things. When you're in that triple option, it may work against some teams. Obviously it's worked here against Buchtel, but this is just them trying to find, some, because when you get into the playoffs, You know, you're going to have to mix things up, and being in the shotgun gives more of your running backs some more space, and that was just a great example there.
3rd down and 10, a minute and 25 left to go in the 3rd quarter. A flag. Maybe a little bit of movement on the offensive line there. It is indeed. So that is the first penalty on the offensive line tonight, for a first false start, I should say, on the Tigers tonight. Still 35-0. The Tigers are leading, but they lose 5 yards. It'll be back to the 30-yard line. Tigers up 35-0. A minute 10 left to go in the 3rd quarter, as it is a running clock here at Hosford Stadium. In motion left to right is Xavier Pitts. It'll be a keeper for Darion Fair. Quarterback draw ahead to the 25-yard line. Picks up 4 there, but you know, we talked about the athleticism. Obviously, no, it's kind of redundant. We keep saying it. He's so elusive, but Darion Fair brings something that this offense just can completely rely on when he throws the football and when he runs the football.
You're right about that, Pat. You could tell that he's really trying to sell that fake as well. You could see him when he was faking that option outside. You know, he just crouched down. He was really trying to sell it when they were faking it. But good job there from Fair on the fakes.
4th down, the Tigers will go for it. Deep shot into the end zone. A long ball for Lanham. Can't come down with it this time. Made an incredible catch to end the first half, which created the running clock. So the clock will stop here in the 3rd quarter. The Griffins will take over. The Tigers lead 35-0.
I don't think the clock stopped at all there. You know, it was 30.
So
about to
the
put
Tigers
it.
lead 35-0 at the end of the 3rd quarter. Looks like they were going to put some time.
Yeah, for a second, because it looked like the officials were saying to stop the clock. And I thought maybe that was just for a couple seconds to reset the chains or something, but looks like 23 seconds left on the clock here. So a couple more plays, maybe just one for Buchtel.
So a couple more score updates from in and around Northeast Ohio. Buckeye High School leads the North Olmsted Eagles 17-14. The Bucks are a pretty decent team. Obviously, North Olmsted coming off of some previously successful years, but we'll see how they adapt moving forward. The Brunswick Blue Devils lead 44-0 over Toledo Waite.
How about that play? Wilson Jackson, we've talked about him all night. I was watching him every step of the way on that play. He was so, you could tell they were blitzing him on the outside. He was able to brush through a double team and make the play in the backfield. Very impressive there from the 5'11", 235-pound. He's listed as a defensive back, but he's been playing linebacker, defensive end all night.
So after 3 quarters of play, Cleveland Heights in full control here, 35-0 at home as they look to improve to 4-0 on this early season. They averaged 49 points a game. We'll see how many more they put up tonight, but they are in total and complete control. Only 12 minutes away from their 4th victory here tonight at home. We'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Cleveland Heights Tigers football on HeightsTigers.com.
Tiger Nation, it's not the first quarter, it ain't the second quarter, it ain't the 3rd quarter, it's the 4th and final quarter. So I need you to get up on your feet and make some noise so these Tigers can compete. Let's go Tigers!
Play resumes here on HeightsTigers.com. 2nd down and 13 for Akron Buchtel. It's a screen pass to the near side, but that one not really going anywhere. Back out to the 23-yard line. That was intended for Marcel Boyce, 6-foot junior wide receiver. A couple more players filtering in for the Griffins. The Tigers of Cleveland Heights leading 35-0. A running clock here in the 4th quarter in this 4th game of the season for head coach Max Stevens. Looks like the Tigers will advance if all holds. We've got a new quarterback in there, Stevie Diamond, for the Akron Buchtel Griffins. He is a freshman quarterback, stands 6'1", 200 pounds. Takes a snap. He's pressured. He's sacked in the backfield.
Cleveland Heights has been after Buchtel all night, and they will not stop. I mean, even with the freshman quarterback out there, even with the second string, and most of the first stringers still out there for the Tigers. But Buchtel looks like they just want to get some younger guys, a little bit more experience. I know we mentioned about how Brian Williams is his first season after taking over for Ricky Powers, who was the coach from 2007 to 2020. So 14 seasons, just trying to establish a culture, just trying to get his guys on board. Talked about it in the offseason, 45, 50 guys coming out for football. Just getting some more guys, some reps and experience out there right now, even in a 35-0 game.
So Vontae Jackson will punt it for the Griffins. He stands right around his 2-yard line. Snap is back to him. And it is punted, almost blocked there by the Tigers, but a line drive kick that'll bounce and come towards the Tiger sideline. At the 50-yard line, it's kicked, and it'll go out of bounds. So the Tigers tried to get a decent return on that one, but Jamel Lewis couldn't pick it up. He hit it around the 50-yard line, and it was knocked out of bounds at the 42, so we'll see where they spot this football.
Yeah, that'll definitely go down as a fumble, but since it was out of bounds, it will still be Tiger football. Yeah, it looks like right at the 42. It'll be right where it went off his helmet, because it took a weird bounce as soon as he tried to get it. Went off his helmet, out of bounds.
So it looks like we have the second-team offense. Actually, no, the first-team offense coming on for the Tigers. Darion Fair remains in the ball game, but Ashley Derrick out there. New running back in there, Jalen White, will be in the backfield.
Made the touchdown earlier in the first quarter. A little bit of confusion here from Buchtel.
Tigers start their drive as we've got a whistle. Looked like maybe a timeout actually called by the Buchtel Griffs. 9:51 left to go in this fourth quarter. Cleveland Heights still leading 35-0. And we will see if that offense comes back out on the field. But you know, Noah, if you're looking at the schedule, you play the schedule game for Cleveland Heights. There's some good teams on this schedule. Obviously, Maple Heights, some Lake Erie League action. The Bedford Bearcats are always a tough game. That one will be at home Friday, October 1st. But to me, I don't see any true difficult games for the Tigers. The conference for the Tigers, you know, has been it's come through Cleveland Heights High School, the Lake Erie League trophy as of late. So we will see if the Tigers can take care of business this season. But even if they drop a game in there, not too concerned, honestly, for the conference title. No,
I agree, Pat. I mean, next week they head to Lorraine, and you know, I know it's a road game and all, but Lorraine 0-3. We mentioned their score earlier, just not looking good. It was a shutout, I believe, at halftime. They come home against Strongsville on the 24th. Strongsville always a good team. They're 2-1 on the year, so that could be an interesting game. But Bedford 1-2. Head to Maple Heights on October 8th. They're 1-1. Shaw is 0-2 at Shaker Heights, which was a 17-14 game last year and a game-winning field goal. They're 0-3. So, yeah, you're right about that, Pat. Not too many games there where you could be concerned with.
Tigers keep it on the ground here. A lot of broken tackles across the 30-yard line. Running that one was Jalen White. A big pickup for a first down to the 26-yard line.
White, another guy. You know, Coach Max Stevens called it the four-headed monster of Bisker, Fair, White, and Folks. And this is just another one of those guys with a four-headed monster. You could say five with John Gordon's performance tonight.
Absolutely. Just a sophomore, John Gordon, as we mentioned. Fair looking for the screen pass. He'll pull it down and run it across the 20. Breaks a tackle across the 15, cutting it back. He nearly broke that last tackle, but he'll bring it down to the 11-yard line and pick up yet another Cleveland Heights Tigers first down.
I got to say, Pat, I don't know if that was designed or not. I don't know if he was going to throw it, but that was just good IQ there after the defensive end there for Buchtel. Tennell Edwards, he jumped up there, but that was just some great athleticism to pick up that first down on that fake.
On first down, it is a handoff. Looked like that was John Gordon back in there. And looks like a Griff is slow to get up at the 8-minute and 30-second mark. Training staff for Cleveland Heights will head out to the field.
Looks like Eli Williams, the 5'11", 205-pound sophomore for the Griffins out there down.
So during this injury timeout, we'd like to thank all of you for listening in on HeightsTigers.com. All of Tiger Nation, we're very thankful for all of you, as well as Nova Title Agency, the Wine Spot in Cleveland Heights, as well as Panini's in Coventry. Thank you to all of our sponsors here that allow us to bring you these broadcasts on HeightsTigers.com. But we thank specifically all of our listeners listening live on YouTube, and of course all of the fans who come out to the ball games here at Heights Tigers High. We'll take a quick break here as they get this injury timeout taken care of. The Tigers still leading 35-0 with 8 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
Second down for the Tigers.
Coming for Cleveland Heights as they knock on the doorstep once again. Owen Bisker still in there. Darion Fair under center. It is a quarterback keeper. Fair somehow makes something out of nothing. He picks up about 1.5 yards on second down. 8:08 left to go in this fourth quarter. The clock is running here from Heights Tiger Stadium. So the big thing for the Tigers tonight, Noah, is if they try to get some more points on the board here, get out of here healthy. You know, you got a road game coming up against Lorraine Titans, the Strongsville Mustangs coming up. That's probably the bigger game. Don't want to look past Lorraine as Darion Fair goes to the left side. He is just short of the touchdown, actually just short of a first down as well, down to the 2-yard line.
You're right about that, Pat. You got to stay healthy, and you know this Cleveland Heights Tiger team. You know they just keep rolling and rolling. I mean, you know, 48 against Hoover, 53 against Garfield, 46 against Euclid, maybe 42 here against if they could score here in this 4th and 1. But you know, to keep the train rolling, you got to stay healthy, and everyone has to contribute. But yeah, in these running clock games, that's imperative.
4th and about an inch. The Tigers trying to get that offside call. Fair under center with 7 minutes remaining. Owen Bisker directly behind him. 4th down and inches. Fair hands off to Bisker. He pushes forward into the end zone for a touchdown. The officials run in. He's past the line.
It's definitely
they
a first
should say
down.
It's minimum a first down. No sign yet, but you can see on your screen there, Bisker was into the end zone.
For a second, I thought it was a very obvious touchdown. Seemed like the ball and his feet were clearly in the yellow end zone. So I just wonder what the call is. I mean, like we said, it's definitely a first down. They're just trying to figure this out.
They have the ball spotted right at the 1-inch line, so it'll be a first down for the Tigers.
It seemed like it was very clear.
Play. Yeah, we could see it right here on our monitor that Owen Bisker was in, but I'll bet you anything Darion Fair runs it in here. The clock continues to run. We approach the 6-minute mark. Fair hands it off to Bisker. He'll get it this time. All right, that was easier this time.
I got to say, too, that left guard, Maurice Hamilton, the West Virginia commit, he pushed his Buchtel defender almost all the way to the back of the end zone. You could see it. He was almost hitting on that pad there on the goalpost. It's a great job there to get it at the 1-inch line. And really, that was Bisker's touchdown from the get-go.
Right,
I don't know, controversial if it was in or not, but it seemed like from our view it was. but just able to finish it off and get Bisker the 6 points and on the stat sheet is exactly what was needed.
That's right. 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Vince Holland back on for another point after. This one is also good. So 5 for 5 today. Owen Bisker. Or I should say 6 for 6. 6 for 6. Vince Holland. The Tigers now lead 42-0. 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here at home. And you know, the last time the Tigers played Buchtel, the last meeting was at Cleveland Heights, August 28th, 2015. Akron Buchtel came away victorious 41-16. What a tremendous team that year in 2015. We talked about some of the struggles in recent program history for Buchtel. They won that state championship you mentioned in 2010, Noah, but Buchtel has seen success recently. They can get back to their winning ways with their first-year head coach if they continue to, you know, just keep disciplined, I would say, out on the field. That there's not too many penalties tonight, but, you know, defensive alignment, maintaining your responsibilities on the field. If they can continue to get that discipline, they can win some ball games.
Yes, they can, absolutely. And you remember, you got to win your league in Ohio to make these playoffs with the playoff points and all that kind of stuff. So it's so important. In the Akron City Series, the league that they're in, you know, this is a league, remember, their last coach, Ricky Powers, 8 City Series titles, the D3 state runner-up back in 2010, and the 2 state championships in 1987 to 1988. So there is some winning tradition here at Buchtel, but just trying to get it all together. And Brian Williams, his first season, just got to get his guys to all buy in.
Another pooch kick taken at the 23-yard line. The Tigers trying to stop that long return, but this one will head out to the 46-yard line. So 5 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. The Buchtel offense will head back out onto the field. And you know, we mentioned that Akron City Series. That kicks off October 2nd. The Buchtel Griffins take on Akron East. October 9th, Akron North. October 16th, Akron Firestone. And October 22nd, Akron Ellet. So that's more or less just the conference that they play in. I know it's only, 5 teams there, but Buchtel, very talented team. They can win that City Series if they continue to rely on athletes like Vontae Jackson, who is on the sideline for now, but even freshman quarterback number 15, Stevie Diamond, if they can continue to develop an athlete like Stevie Diamond, he's got some potential. We'll see this Griffins team continue to progress.
Well, remember, 4-1 last year in 2020. All 4 of those teams you mentioned, Pat, are all 0-3, so there is a chance here.
Diamond looking to throw on first down. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's got some space. He'll now throw it, and it's incomplete at the 40-yard line. Slow to get up as well was Marcel Boyce. It looked like it was a little bit of a low throw, but Boyce had his hands on it, couldn't reel it in.
We've seen, I mean, we've mentioned it before, we've seen the Griffins slice through Cleveland Heights a little bit. They just can't finish. If they were able to finish, this would be a lot closer of a game. So if they're able to finish it off against some of these teams later on in their schedule, you know, all 4 of those teams, East, North, Firestone, and Ellet, are all 0-3, you know, this team can be successful.
Yeah, we mentioned actually earlier in the Medina-Stone Monroe Falls game, quarterback Drew Aller, Mr. Football candidate this year. He's got his 3rd touchdown of the night. Medina now leading 24-21 with 9:18 remaining in the 3rd.
Stowe's the team that beat Cleveland Heights last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, great team. As this screen pass goes really well for the Griffins, going the whole way.
There you go.
The running back,
let's go.
Monte Blair.
Get you a touchdown.
There are no flags on the field, so the Griffs on the board for the first time tonight. That one will go as a 60-yard screen pass.
I got to say, Blair turned on the Jets there. That's a great touchdown there. You're down 42-0. All hope seems to be lost, but just able to get that little 5-10 yard pass and just put on the Jets. Remember, Monty Blair was the player who had that long kick return that was down at the 5-yard line thanks to a Vince Holland tackle from the kicker for Cleveland Heights. But just showing off the speeds, definitely seems like he's the fastest player for the Griffins tonight. Able to get a touchdown there. That's only their 12th point scored now in the last 3 games.
So 4:18 remaining here from Cleveland Heights. The extra point attempt is up, and that one is through. So 42-7, Cleveland Heights leads, but like you said, Monte Blair just taking the screen pass. Got a couple of good blocks on the outside from his wide receiver, Marcel Boyce, and took that one to the house.
Shifty and quick, you know, that's and some of those guys, you know, for Cleveland Heights defense, they've been burned by a couple of those guys tonight, especially on the outside for those chunk plays, just finishing it. In the middle of the field, they haven't had as much success. But when you get out on the outside and you give him space, we've talked about space all night, he's able to make you pay and score, and that's the same with Buchtel tonight, at least on that drive.
So 4:18 left to go here from Cleveland Heights. The Tigers will run a few more run plays once they get the football, but this one is all but wrapped up here from Crawford Field. The Tigers look like they will advance to 4-0 against the Akron Buchtel Griffins.
Make sure you do not leave your cell phone.
So the kickoff unit back out there for the second time tonight for the Griffs. The Tigers filtering in a few newer players. Back there deep to receive is Travell Wright, number 9. He stands at his 10-yard line. Looks like that is Jamel Lewis as well back there.
Pat, I got to commend really fast the atmosphere here. It's been a great crowd. We mentioned the band that played at halftime, and just our PA announcer friend up here with us. He's just been making a really, really, it's just been fun atmosphere, and it's always been fun. When we started doing these games last year, it was just really, really fun and exciting, and that's really what football is all about, being exciting and fun.
Absolutely. So the Tigers on that return, actually slipping down at the 30-yard line was Jackson. So the Tigers offense will take over. Only 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here at home. The Tigers will advance to 4-0, but like you mentioned, thanks to all of the fans who came out here tonight, thanks to our production crew in the truck, Mark and everybody, obviously putting on together a great production as our cameraman up top, right above our heads, Noah. Give us a wave, guys, if you can hear us. But 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. We appreciate everybody who helps us put on this production. First down and 10, it's a handoff going to the left. That was actually fair in the backfield, but handing off to Anthony Brooks on first down. It's a pickup of about 3 yards. The ball came loose at the end, but looks like momentum was stopped. Jamar Finley came out with the football and spiked it down on the tee at the end zone, but looks like the Tigers will keep the football.
Looks like they're going to call a holding call. Don't know who it's on, though.
3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
Anthony Brooks out there at running back, number 7 for Cleveland Heights. 3 attempts on the year, only 1 yard. Just emptying that bench. I believe Bisker is still on the sidelines.
Running play there for the Tigers. Goes for basically no gain, about maybe a yard gain there. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Xavier Jackson was the ball handler. So second down and about 20, and an offside penalty there on the Griffins. That'll keep the clock moving, but that'll give 5 yards back to the Tigers.
Shout out, Pat, to some of the Cleveland Heights alums. Mel Tucker, head coach for Michigan State, competing in their second game of the season tomorrow against Youngstown State.
That one ahead, out past the 30-yard line, staying in bounds to about the 34-yard line. That picks up about half the yardage the Tigers need with 2 minutes remaining in regulation.
Tucker, class of 1990 here. A couple of John Carroll guys on the staff, including defensive coordinator Joe Stafer.
Can't escape them, Noah.
So
they're all out there. They're out there somewhere.
Schaefer, the former coach for Cleveland Benedictine High School as well.
Handoff on third down, and a big face mask. We'll see if there's actually a flag there. It comes flying in, and a big hit at the end of the play. We saw things get chippy last week at Euclid, so that's the last thing we want right now here at home. The Tigers leading 42-7 with 1:25 left to go.
He Definitely just got to keep the emotions in check, especially if you're Buchtel. It's been a long night. Just making sure that you just keep your emotions in check. Just trying to move on to their game next week against Columbus St. Francis de Sales.
So that was indeed a face mask penalty. That'll move it up to the 45-yard line, and it'll be an automatic first down with less than a minute remaining here at home. We'll see if the Tigers have to run 2 more plays or just 1. But the Tigers will advance to 4-0 on this young season. They've got a couple of big games coming up. Obviously, the Strongsville Mustangs, who are entrenched in actually a big game right now against the Solon Comets. Another update here, Drew Aller, touchdown pass to Brennan Schramm, 10-yard touchdown pass with 5:57 left to go in the third. Medina leading 31-21. That credit goes to Matt Gould, probably the best high school sports reporter in the state of Ohio. We'll be hard-pressed to find another one. For Cleveland.com, Matt does a great job, but this one will be a final as the clock runs out here tonight at Cleveland Heights. The Tigers take this one 42-7 over the Akron Buchtel Griffins. It was 35-0 at halftime, and it was all Tigers here from the get-go.
Let's keep this ball rolling,
right
Tigers.
it was all Tigers, 42-7. We had the 35-7 lead.
Good fight by them Akron boys for not giving up.
All Tigers and all running. They had a little bit of success there with the pass. Just maybe need to get fair a little bit settled in more. But running the football, that's exactly what Cleveland Heights' identity is, and that's what their identity has been throughout all 7 seasons that Max Stevens has been the head coach. So if they keep running the football like that, they'll have a lot of success this season, and hopefully if they reach the playoffs, they'll be able